Alright, welcome back to another video. Today's topic is how to improve your speed on Verizon Wireless, especially for rural customers. So if I look right here, I'm running on Verizon or Visible, you see I have 5 bars of LTE. So I have a really good signal. If I go to our speed test app, let's just do a Verizon server. Alright, so right now it's in the morning. I've got between 6 and 8 megs down, which is actually pretty good. And about 3 up. The problem is this tower, I live in a rural area, is heavily loaded with Verizon customers. And when a lot of people are on it, it slows down to a crawl. Sometimes it's not uncommon to see 1 or under megabits down. The reason why, I'm on LTE 700, which is band 13 for Verizon. Band 13 is Verizon's most popular band, especially in rural areas, because 700 megahertz has good penetration and can travel long distances. So for us, it really becomes unusable, especially if you want to do any kind of video streaming in the evening. Everyone's on Verizon out here. It becomes basically unusable. So I needed to come up with a way to boost the speed. What clued me in is sometimes when I'd go upstairs, I would notice the speed went way up. That's when I downloaded the app I just showed you, this Signal Check Lite, if you have an Android. And it shows you what band your phone is on. When I was upstairs, it had switched to band 66, which is Verizon's newest, one of their newest bands. It's basically an expansion of band 4, which is the AWS frequency range, and it usually works at a much faster speed. The problem is my phone would always want to switch to LTE 700 because it has a much stronger signal. So that was my big clue, that if I could get the phone to somehow stay on band 66 or band 4, depending on your phone and area, then my speed went through the roof. So what I did was I installed a in-band repeater for band 66 only. So you have many options when it comes to cell phone boosters on the market these days. You can go from something through WeBoost, which is the most popular. The problem with some of those boosters that cover all the bands and all carriers is that you're going to be boosting the 700 band as well as the other ones, so band 13 is going to get boosted. So your phone may just stay connected to band 13. What I was trying to do is just pick that one band that works really good and has high speed and really boost that signal to where it overwhelms the phone and it wants to stay locked to that frequency. Your phone is going to, depending on the model, it's going to choose the frequency, and as long as you have a strong-ish signal on your AWS bands, it's going to pick that over the 700 megahertz because the phones are programmed to know that you usually get better speed on that band. So this is the model that I chose. I bought it on Amazon. After extensive research, it was a little risky because this is kind of a no-name booster. There's a couple key comments that clued me in that it would probably work for what I wanted to do. I had to make some modifications. All right, so when I bought it, came in a box like this. Came with this is the internal antenna that came with the unit. This is a directional square antenna. with 50 feet of cable attached to it. So I think in theory, their thought is maybe you put the actual transmitter receiver down in the basement, put the antenna on the roof, and then mount this on a wall in a room. I found that this antenna right here, I did do a little testing with it. It was a very narrow reception area. So you basically had to have this pointed at the area you wanted. On my own, this is the old system that I had in the house, and this only worked with AT&T and T-Mobile, the Z-Boost setup. But it came with a just a mast type antenna, an omnidirectional that boosted in all directions, and that seemed to work pretty good all over the house. So I wanted to buy something similar. So I bought on Amazon an omnidirectional with a N-type connection to plug into the bottom of the new unit. I did use the Yagi antenna that came with the unit. It was just trial and error. There are programs that you can map out where your cell phone towers are, but finding the one that actually has the best band 66 signal was just a matter of being on the roof and rotating it and being down in the house on the phone until you saw the best signal, and then locking it in that position. So this is where I mounted the unit. The coax cable comes in from the roof, plugs into the bottom here. The coax that it comes with is RG59 coax, and I already had a run of RG6, which is a lot thicker cable, better signal. So I bought these N to F style adapters to make that work. And then up on the roof I had to modify and cut off the cable. The cable's wired, that they give you is wired directly to the directional antenna. I had to cut that off and put an end on it to make it work. Pretty easy if you have any kind of experience doing any kind of cables. So this model here only boosts band 66 on Verizon and band 4 on AT&T. So it actually does work on AT&T, Verizon, any carrier that uses those bands. So keep that in mind. There's the antenna that I bought, and I'll have links to all this in the description below. But now we have to see the difference. So on the same phone, I'm going to go ahead and plug this in, turn it on, and what I'll do is I will reboot the phone. Alright, so now that the phone is rebooted, if I go back into signal check, light application, you can see that we are on LTE AWS. It also says LTE Plus at the top of the screen. Verizon band 66. So this would not even work in this area of my house at all before. Okay, so you cannot force your phone into a certain band. It has to find it on its own. So since band 700 is still good down here, sometimes it switches that, but most of the time on my AT&T phone and my Verizon phones, it defaults to the AWS band, which is good. That's what we want. So if you have an iPhone, all you do on your iPhone is go into your dialer, dial star 3001 pound 12345 pound, and then star, and then hit the call button. And we'll bring up this field test menu. If you click serving cell info, it will show you your frequency band that you're on. So in this case, it says 66. If you have an older iPhone that doesn't support band 66, it'll probably say band 4, which is also the 1700 megahertz band. 66 is just an expansion of that band, like I mentioned. So that's good. So this is a Verizon iPhone. We'll go back to the original phone here, and we'll run another speed test. Okay, get our same server. So you can see, look at the difference in speed. Like I said, in the evening, it goes down to like 1 meg. It's not even usable. And here I am, 46. So I'm connected to a tower that is almost 7-8 miles away from here with that Yagi antenna up on the roof. It's a tower that's in a town not too far from here that you cannot pick up without that booster antenna way up on the roof. So this is just an idea of what you can do. Just because, you know, we had to almost give up on Verizon previously. We had it as our home internet back when they had LTE internet installed. It just became so slow out here because the 700 megahertz tower was loaded up. All right, so the results speak for themselves. 6.95 max down. Then I did another one off camera, 3.7, and then jumped up to 47 download. Results speak for themselves. Again, you need to make sure that you can get band 4 or band 66 in your area. So either go upstairs, stick your phone out the window, get on your roof if you're comfortable with that. Make sure that you actually have the band in your area at all, because the booster will not boost something that's not there. The signal has to be there to boost. But in my case, the 700 megahertz signal was so much stronger on band 13 that it overrode that, and that's why I selectively wanted to boost one band in order to force the phones into wanting to use it, and that's what we did. Okay, so again, all the links for everything I use will be in the description below. You can use the omnidirectional antenna like I did indoors, and for a little bit better signal distribution around the house, or you can use the one that came with it. Also, you can also use an omnidirectional antenna on the roof. I'll leave an option for that in the comments as well. It may make it a little bit easier than when you don't have to try to point it at a certain tower, but it will not work as well. The directional antenna is better if you can get it pointed at a tower, so I do recommend using that one. But again, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Be sure to like the video if it helped you out. Subscribe for more, and until next time, we'll see you later.